Alrighty. Hello everybody, welcome back to Movietistic Reviews. I'm Panda Hat, reviewer of this, here, and that. I know this review is a touch about a month late, but you know the old saying, better late than never. Today, the movie that I am going to review is the new Power Rangers movie, directed by the same man who ironically enough did the Chronicle movie. So yeah, for any of you who are curious why the movie has a bit of a Chronicle feel, now you know. Okay, I know what you're thinking. My connection with Power Rangers goes back when I was a kid. Granted, I did not see the original Mighty Morphin when I was a kid. I did watch the Mighty Morphin movie a lot. Granted, the movie is corny as all heck, but it's a good type of corny. Not so much for the Turbo movie. And I also watched, and after that, I watched a lot of the ABC Kids when Disney owned Power Rangers. And the one I watched, I think the most frequently, was Mystic Force. Oh, that awful opening theme was not good, though. Anywho, now with my connection aside, let's get on with the basic story. No spoilers, as best as I can. Essentially, the movie opens up in like the end of the dinosaurs with Zord. We actually see the original Ranger team with Zordon, and it's standing up against Rita, who, this is no spoiler, turns out that Rita was originally the Green Ranger, who went rogue and went power mad. With the little last strength he hid the power coins, which is the source of the power for the Rangers, and he hides them somewhere with the help of Alpha 5, and sends Rita into the ocean instead of the moon, whereas in the original show. We cut thousands of years later when we meet the Rangers, a bunch of misfits. Think the Breakfast Club if you want to get a better idea, where called upon by Zordon by a destiny to stop Rita before she gets the Zeo crystal, a reference to Power Ranger Zeo, from her getting the crystal, creating her monster, and defeat Angel Grove. Now, what is it that I love about this movie? I actually have a list with this new sketch pad I got from my sister. Thank you, sis. Okay, number one, the acting in this was really good. This, I'm not gonna lie, was one of the things I was really worried about for the movie. Are they gonna make it too serious or make it too corny? I mean, anyone who's aware of that Power Rangers R movie, it was a fan film made a couple of years ago, that I think is what people thought the new movie was going to be. Totally serious, no heart or charm whatsoever. Thankfully, the movie manages to combine both. Not only are there a lot of funny moments, some serious dark moments, not even kidding, one of the Rangers stays dead for a while. I won't spoil who, it's a sad moment. There are even some moments where we get some characterization from the team. One of my favorite scenes in the whole film is where it's after they discover the Rangers, they've been training for a little bit, where the Rangers, Zach, Trini, Kimberly, Blake, Zach, they all are on this mountaintop around a campfire. And they talk about, their personal histories. Keep in mind, these guys don't know each other at all in school. They only know each other through detention. Zach, he has a sick mom. He doesn't go to school much, so he can help her. Kimberly, she was like part of the cheerleading squad, but she set like a really naughty pic and basically humiliated herself. Trini, there's like hints that, she's either gay or bisexual, and her family is trying to make her something that she's not. Let's see. Basically, to put it simply, those are examples. The Rangers sit down and talk about themselves. Really think about this. No, from what I can remember, when they do this in Power Rangers, it's always, very happy. Like the Rangers in the past, from what I've seen, I haven't seen all the Rangers shows. I'm currently on In Space, which is amazing. Rarely do you ever get a moment where all the Rangers sit down and talk as a group. Yeah, you have, scenes where it's the two of them talking, but and a group, but when it's a group stuff, it's about the mission at hand and whatnot. Rarely do you ever get to talk about the Rangers' weaknesses, strengths, and their personal histories. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a great, great scene. So in all, the acting is really good. And oh yeah, for the critics to say there's an uneven tone, it's Power Rangers. It's supposed to be uneven at times. Number 2, a positive autistic role model. The Blue Ranger is autistic, and I'm not gonna lie, he is without doubt my favorite character in the whole movie. I mean, the way how he's written, the way how it's acted, he really felt like someone who has autism. Now, coming from someone who's had autism their whole life, it's not an easy thing. I mean, anxiety, paranoia, the whole works. It kind of makes one a little tense in the head at times. I mean, if this was done by any other studio, they could have easily made the Blue Ranger the butt of all the jokes, the Ranger team making fun of him, oh, he's weird, he's odd, but no, they don't. He's essentially the heart of the team. Oh yeah, FYI, I'm sorry if I'm forgetting the Rangers' names. Again, it's been a while since I've seen the film, so I apologize. I'll put the names in the description below. But just... oh man, Saban, thank you so much for giving a role model to the autism community in the Power Rangers show. I mean, I remember when I was watching the movie, I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so cool if there was a Power Ranger like me, one that's autistic. So, great job on that. The next thing, Rita Repulsa. Elizabeth Banks is the actress. She has the time of her life in this movie. Oh, sweet jeez. I mean, she is an example of why the film works. She balances out the campiness that made Rita so fun, but also adds a level of menace that makes her character even more scary. Like, she kills a few cops in this movie, like 2 to 3, I think, and there's this one particular scene, looks like something out of the show Stranger Things, not seen that show, watch it, it's amazing, where she's an alien, she's like this, under like plastic, she senses, like she has the power coin, the green power coin, which is in her staff later, she's like this, she sees the police officer, rah! And leaps right at him and kills him off screen. The second death is where she's in an alleyway, she's plucking through all the gold that she found, and this poor homeless man walks up behind her, wondering what she's doing. She turns around like this, does this with this like little head jerks, sees the gold in his teeth, lunges at him, and there's the shadow of Rita just pulling the teeth ruthlessly out of the poor man's mouth. And it's horrifying. So, to parents who watch Power Rangers, who have kids who like Power Rangers, word of advice, some scenes with Rita are scary. But again, Elizabeth Banks, such a great job. I love that she's originally a Ranger, so she messes with the heads. The final battle with her is great, and seeing how it ends with, her being flying towards the moon, I cannot wait for a sequel to see what she will do next. Okay. Bada boom. Okay. The next up is the balance. Yes, there are times where it's a little uneven at times, but like I said, Power Rangers it has its corny moments, it has its heartfelt moments, it has its serious moments. Not all of them, but they do. And honestly, I don't mind the tone shifts that much, as long as the tone shifts are done well. And I think it's done great here. And also, I gotta say, props to the director who handled the tone shifts. Great job. Last and not least, the suits and / Megazord. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I was like with most people, when this movie came out, when I first saw the suits, I was like, really? Those are the suits? I was like, okay, one, I'm glad they're not spandex, But two, I thought they looked too much like Iron Man, which is actually a line they reference in the movie. I'm like, I see what you did there, Saban. I like that. I like how, trust me, there's a lot of jokes like that in the movie, and all of them hit bullseyes. And just, I think Linkara, when he did his review with Cinema Snob, I'll put that in the link as well, he mentioned that the suits look a bit MacGyver-ish, which is a very old anime if you're wondering, and I thought, yeah, they kind of do look MacGyver-ish, but done in the style of Power Rangers, which I thought was kind of a cool observation. But, you know, after a while, the suits look incredible. Also, another thing about the suits, I love also how the Rangers don't get their powers automatically. They have to earn their abilities and the suits that they wear. Granted, yeah, Billy, that's who I forgot. Billy, the Blue Ranger, he manages to morph, you know, because again, he's the heart of the team. And that moment when they do get the suits, ooh, such a great moment. And lastly, the Megazord, which I know many people are going to compare it to a Transformers movie, because how linear it is, especially with the helmet, it does look a little Transformer-ish, but I think it's lean, it's cool, and it kicks butt. Also, in the climax, they make a reference like, sorry, Bumblebee, and I'm like, haha. Oh, I love it, love it. Whew. Now we get to the nitpicks, which is usually the cons. One more Rita line. Rita says a lot of her classic lines, you know, make my monster grow and everything, but the one line I so wish was in the goddamn movie was, "You're giving, I have such a headache!" You know, where, you know, after every time the Rangers defeat her, and we go back to her palace, and she says that, come on, it was right there! Why didn't you ever say it? Well, who knows? I might be saving it for a sequel. Let's see, fears up. Speaking of the sequels, I'm a bit nervous, because if they're following within order of the show, they've basically done a movie version of the beginning of the Green Ranger saga. There's a little after-credit scene where it hints of Tommy. Also, at the end of the climax, Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson, the original Pink and Green Ranger, make a cameo at the end. So, nice touch there, Saban. Oh man, I swear, if they mess this part of the movie up, especially Lord Zed, one of the coolest villains ever, we're gonna have problems. Lots and lots of problems. So, also, don't overdo the tone as much. Make sure you get everything right, and you'll have it all going from there. Sorry if things are a little bit scatterbrained. I'm just really, really excited about this review. Also, speaking of the suits, yeah, and I guarantee this is a lot of people's complaints. The suits don't show up until the near end of the movie, right around the climax. And I guarantee for a lot of people, what the heck? We want to see more power in the Ranger suits, more fight scenes. Well, that's what the sequel is for, and I'm not gonna lie, I cannot wait until they come in. Also, speaking, almost forgot, the Zords look incredible. I mean, that moment where they're all in a line, just like in the show, and they play that theme song. It is the stuff of legends. I was literally jumping in my seat in excitement. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, yes! Oh man, I love it. And also, that moment before they turn to the Megazord, Gold, you know, they're being held back by the monster, who I will mention in just a second. It literally looks like they're gonna die, and it's a great moment. They're like, oh, we fought, I'm glad to fight with my friends, look at each other lovingly, pushed back in the pit, and like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the Megazord comes up to kick butt. Ha! So great! Also, the monster of the movie is Goldar. Anyone who's watched Mighty Morphin knows that Goldar is a pretty cool character. even though later on he was devolved into the bumbling comic relief. You thought, a character like that, they would give him a speaking role, and alas, he's just a mindless monster in this movie. I really, like I said with Lord Zed, and any other villains that are coming to follow in the sequels, do not mess them up, movie. Saban, please give him guidance on how to do these characters, because the fans will eat you alive. That's just a little warning. Also, this probably bothered a lot of people. Remember when I said that Rita needs to get the Zeo Crystal? It turns out, and I'm going to try not to laugh here, the Zeo Crystal is under a Krispy Kreme donut. Oh, God. Like, I know Krispy Kreme sponsored the movie, but the fact that they would get the actual product placement in the film, which leads to a funny scene where Rita goes in and eats a donut. She's like, what is this? It's so random and awkward. And literally, throughout most of the climax, the characters constantly say, Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme. I'm like, oh, jeez. Like, oh boy, somebody is going to make a drinking game out of that. I guarantee it. So, with all that excitement out of the way, I really love this film. Yeah, I could guarantee for most people who are not Power Ranger fans and for casual moviegoers, the film does have a few glaring flaws, but in the end, the movie does have a really good heart, and I absolutely enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for more sequels, and when it comes out on DVD so I can watch the special features all over again. My rating, an 8.5 out of 10. It's a fun movie. If you're a fan of Power Rangers, go check it out. Go Power Rangers. See you next time. I'm Panda Hat, reviewer of this, here, and that, and I'll see you next time. May the power protect you.